Podcast hosting provided by Transistor. If you want to host your own show, head over to transistor.fm and start a 14-day free trial.
Hello and welcome to Regen, the e-racing podcast. I'm your host, Deano, and I'm here also with Chris Soulsby from Motorsport Monday. How's it going, Chris?
Yeah, really good. How are you doing?
Good. I'm doing very well this week. I am unfortunately recovering from a cold once again. It seems like it's every second week at the moment. But yeah, we're on the mend, so that's all good.
That's good. Glad you're feeling good. Better.
Yeah. And how about yourself?
Yeah, I'm tired as always, but yeah, I'm coping very much. So yeah, I'm good, happy.
Are you tired from Formula E, or are you tired from Game of Thrones?
It's a happy medium, or an unhappy one, should I say? No, I was watching Game of Thrones last night. It just came out, and oh no, just exhausted. Had about 2 hours of sleep before this show, so great.
So the listeners can expect the very best from you. Excellent.
Very best as always.
Okay. Well, we'll try and keep the quality as high as it normally is, but we'll see how we get on. So we'll crack into media of the week. Chris, what is your media of the week?
So, my media of the week is actually a YouTube channel for this one. So, I've been watching this YouTube channel by a guy called Simon Wilson. His channel's just the same name. And he does very random challenges, so in one episode he sneaks into the Emmy Awards and stuff like that. But last year he actually did this challenge where he travels from New York City to Los Angeles over the course of a month or so without any money. And he's
without
any money, nothing.
Whoa, okay.
He literally, he turns up to New York with nothing. He has a backpack which has his recording equipment in, his laptop, a change in clothes, and nothing else. Not a single penny. And he relies on the kindness of his subscribers and people he just meets through random apps like Tinder, Bumble, Couchsurfing. And that's how he gets his way across America. It's crazy.
That's quite cool. It's nice that there's enough people that would, give him a ride, give him some food.
Yeah.
And take him off the streets every now and then.
Yeah, exactly.
Give him a place to stay.
Exactly. It was really awesome. It was really awesome. I haven't finished it yet, but it's spectacular. He's been everywhere so far. He's about 2 weeks into his challenge, and where I'm at, he's just arrived in Louisiana. So he's still got ages to go until he gets there, but fantastic. Check it out.
Wow. Okay. We'll definitely have to put links in the show notes for that one.
Oh, it's amazing.
Very good. My media of the week. I've finally seen Avengers.
Oh.
Now I'm not sure if this is going to be a popular opinion, but I would probably only give it about 7.5 out of 10.
Ooh, that's controversial.
Yeah. I mean. Then, yeah, okay. No, we're not going to do that, just in case there's people.
If people haven't seen it by now.
Yeah, okay. Well, spoilers.
You snooze.
I wanted more of the big battle at the end and less of them looking for stones.
Okay, right.
That's all I wanted. That's what I wanted.
That'll probably be in the director's cut.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
So, yeah, I was expecting more battles, more Spider-Man, more of the good guys, but that did not happen. But that's okay. That's okay. It's still one of the largest grossing movies ever to be made. So
yeah, it was. I absolutely loved that film. I thought it was fantastic. I did the midnight showing, of course, because I'm stupid. But I thought it was quite good. And obviously, we've got Spider-Man Homecoming coming out. Is it next month? The month after? Not Spider-Man Homecoming. That's been out for years. Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yes, it's similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Yeah. Okay. So, yep, go see it if you haven't. You'll see what I mean. More fighting is needed.
More fighting needed.
News. So the ERA Championship is an aspiring series, a formula that's basically going to be two different formulas in one. There is a championship sports class and also a championship innovation class. Now, the drivers and teams in the sports class will be able to compete on an even footing against each other. Standard ERA Championship race car, a dome chassis, which is combined with 175 horsepower and a 24 kilowatt battery pack. So this is sort of wanting to be like a junior feeder series almost of Formula E. The innovation class is one that the teams will be able to build their own powertrain and energy storage system into the chassis. Now, that one is a maximum of 24 kilowatts and also 175 horsepower allowed. But the teams will have more innovation and be able to change different things to utilise different tech solutions. 2 events, 8 races over 4 doubleheader weekends at circuits in Belgium, the Netherlands and the UK, and live online streaming of every race weekend. So the ERA Championship practice sessions are a 20-minute minimum, so it doesn't really say too much, but a quali session of 15 minutes. One session 15 minutes, second session 15 minutes, and no recharging is permitted between the quali sessions, and also race 1 23 minutes and race 2 23 minutes. So quite short races. Chris, what's your thoughts on this one?
I mean, it's the first time I've heard of it, but from what you've just read, it sounds like quite an interesting championship, really. But it also shows the direction that motorsport is going in all honesty. So it's nice to see other electric racing series form and, become established, because this was really, it would act essentially as a feeder series for Formula E. I just had a look at the ERA's site, and it looks like they're using a homologated Formula 4 chassis.
Oh.
Which I believe is what the W Series uses, if I'm not mistaken.
I feel like the W Series is a Formula 3.
Is it Formula 3? Smaller than that, then. But yeah, that's what they're using, so it's quite exciting, really. It's nice.
I think I would watch it. Yeah. It doesn't really give a date. It doesn't really give a date as when it's beginning, but yeah, look out for that one.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Definitely.
Venturi becomes the first team to commit to the electric off-road SUV racing series, ExtremeE. I love this. So ExtremeE has announced Venturi is the first one to commit to the series. Now, Venturi actually has a electric vehicle for operation in extreme conditions, and they have previously achieved almost 15,000 kilometre unassisted distance record for an electric vehicle. So this was a world first from Shanghai to Paris and on to Monaco. Now, this is impressive as well. It also has recorded world land speed records for electric vehicles on multiple occasions, the latest of which saw the VBB 3 hit 342 miles per hour. Is that insane or what?
That is very impressive, especially for an electric car as well.
Yeah.
342 miles an hour. That's it's quite pacey, that.
Yeah. So I think going to ExtremeE, Venturi, that with that sort of experience, they might be well placed.
Yeah, I think Venturi they're a very special manufacturer in my eyes. So, alongside their Formula E stuff, they do all of these global challenges scenarios. So I know they did a polar expedition in one of the electric cars, and I'm not really surprised that Venturi are the first team to actually sign up to ExtremeE. I mean, Gildo Pastor, who is the chairman of the manufacturer, he's very passionate about electric cars, electric vehicles, battling against climate change. And Yeah, yeah, I'm excited to see what Venturi can do in this, and it's nice to see a team commit to the championship. It looks like
It
Jean-Eric
is.
Verne might have some kind of involvement with ExtremeE
All
in
right.
the first season. But we'll see when that gets announced.
And the group testing will take place midway through next year, which is quite cool.
Yeah. It's moving quickly. I think the opening race is in January 2021. But for those of you who haven't really heard of ExtremeE, it's going to be an off-road racing series that races in climate change affected environments. They will race in like a deforested area in the Amazon, or I think there's plans for a polar race potentially. Don't quote me.
Yeah, I think there is actually in the Arctic Circle. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's exciting. It's exciting, and it's going to be more run like a instead of coverage being more as a racing series like we see with Formula E. From my understanding, it's going to be more like a documentary style shoot, which is it's quite good. It's quite good.
Yeah. There's a lot to look forward to actually. So
Yeah, exactly. It's got a very humble mission statement. It just simply wants to raise awareness for climate change. So
yeah, it does. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. So we'll keep you updated on that one. Now, the Jaguar I-Pace eTrophy. This was a banger.
it was good.
I
Wasn't
really
it?
enjoyed this.
Yeah.
It was really, really good. Now, the race, Kaka Bueno on pole. He manages to, have a pretty,
Dominant.
dominant race. Yeah, he was pretty untested throughout the race, to be fair. Sergio Jimenez coming in second and Brian Sellers in third. But first, we've got to talk about the turn one incident. What did you think, firstly, Brian Sellers and then Radzinski with leg causing the red flag?
I mean, what a mess, huh? It was an interesting one because, in theory, it was Sellers who caused the crash. So, for the race start, we saw the five red lights went out very, very quickly, and the field pulled away. Bueno got a very strong start. So did Bueno and Jimenez, flipping heck. But then Sellers kind of got a slow getaway from third, which allowed Radzinski to pull alongside the American into turn one. And Sellers, probably knowing that overtaking would be difficult, lunged straight up the inside of Radzinski and clipped him, which then put Radzinski out wide. And Catherine Legg, who started from sixth, tried to undercut through the accident in an attempt which would have been good enough to take fourth, but then was clipped by Radzinski. And I mean, Legg had no chance really. She piled straight into the barriers, and that was it, out of the race. I would call it a racing incident if I'm entirely honest. It's a fine line though.
Yeah, I think it was just unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, Catherine was very vocal after the crash and blamed Radzinski completely for it because unsafe, dangerous, someone could get hurt, which is fair enough. But I think he had very little control over the accident. I believe he did actually have suspension damage as well, because TWI Techeetah repaired that in the pit lane. Or at least something wrong with the car. But yeah, unfortunate, but, it's just part of the racing, really.
It is. So, Simon Evans coming home in fourth. The Kiwi, not doing that great this one. Yahi Zhang getting his another win.
Mm-hmm.
In the Pro-Am class, followed by Bandar Elisai, great name. The VIP driver, Anthony Beltoir.
Yeah, Anthony Beltoir.
He decided to come home seventh. I think it sort of felt like he was just, I don't know, he just kept out of trouble and decided to stick there. He didn't look like he was doing many overtakes, but he just kept it clean and kept going.
Yeah, he had a very nice, clean race. He didn't really he didn't really mix it up with the Pro and the Pro-Am drivers, which is what you really want in one of the VIP cars, because we saw, what's it called, Salvador Duran in Mexico City completely wreck some of the races of some of the drivers. But Anthony Beltois, just, it was nice. He's the son of Jean-Pierre Beltois, who won the Monaco Grand Prix in 1974, I want to say.
Wow, that's a bit of factoids for you.
Yeah, bit of a trivia. This one, it's completely wrong. It was 1984 or something. But
have you ever had something like that come up in a pub quiz, and you're like, guys, just leave it to me?
I wish. No, actually, there was. I did a pub quiz once, and it was who's the it was just a nice easy question. So who's the most successful British Formula One driver of all time? That's obviously Lewis Hamilton. But I thought that would be like common knowledge, but I was surprised that not many people know that it's Hamilton. My favourite answer was Sir Sterling Moss.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout.
Yeah, Sir Sterling Moss, brilliant driver, but he only won about 15 races. I say only, but it's more than we've got.
It's more than we've got. It's more than Hulkenberg's got.
Yes, yeah.
And Hulkenberg's the top driver, so
more than Massa got, I think.
Oh. Really?
Yeah, I think Massa only won 13 races. Did he?
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
more facts.
We can look that up later. Celia Martin did have a go at him though, and almost got past.
Yeah. Celia Martin. Yeah, that was her. She's got a hat trick of podiums in Monaco now. But she certainly had a pop at Beltois in turn 3, turn 4. But it was a nice little attempted overtake. It was one of the only attempted overtakes we actually saw in the race. It very nearly did come off. Martin she clipped one of the curbs, which just kind of destabilised her car. But she very nearly did get past.
It was close.
So yeah, she continues to impress.
Yeah, and then the other Zhang comes home in at 9th, and Stefan Rosinski, he manages to come home 10th after the red flag, and he fixes his car enough to make it round a couple more times. And Ahmed bin Kanan not classified, and Catherine Legge out of the race as well.
Yeah, that's bin Kanan keeps on making silly little mistakes, really. And they're proving to be costly. I think it was in was it Sanya? Or Paris? Or Rome? Oh my god. he cracked previously in the Ipace eTrophy. Bin Kanan was running in first or second. I think my memory's going. And he crashed out from a podium position in the Pro-Am category. And completely threw away a potentially good result. And again in Monaco, he crashed into Yachi Zhang in turn 1 and broke his car and failed to finish again. And just silly little mistakes from Bin Kanan are costing him.
Yeah, you've got to stay on the road. Mm-hmm. You've got to stay on the road to get the points.
Precisely. So,
unfortunate, but so fully recommend the Ipace eTrophy Round 7 Monaco. It was, Monaco, you sometimes feel like, it's a bit of a procession, but this was fun. This was a good race.
Yeah, it was nice. I really enjoyed this one. It was, refreshing, I think. Earlier in the year with the Ipace eTrophy, I think it was maybe stuck in a rut. It was more of the same thing. But for the past 2 rounds, we've seen it's been very good. The quality's been there, and it's been fantastic. Paris was good. If you haven't seen it, check it out. Amazing race. And then again in Monaco, it really did deliver a nicely packaged, race through the Principality. And solid. Go and watch it. Watch it. Yeah, solid race.
Okay. We will now move on to the main event, the Monaco E-Prix. Qualifying, that was a bit of a doozy as well. It was really the Nissan show with Oliver Rowland. He was blisteringly fast. Now, if it wasn't for that grid drop, he would have won that race no problem at all.
Yeah, I think Roland would have been up there. It's just unfortunate because throughout this season, Roland has been very strong in qualifying. His pace over one lap has been incredible. And he's been able to out-qualify Sebastian Buemi in most rounds, most of the recent rounds this season anyway. And you got to remember, Sebastian Buemi is actually a qualifying machine when it comes to it. He's one of the top Formula E drivers, and for Roland to deliver in qualifying is one thing, but he also makes mistakes in the race, and it was a mistake in Paris that got him a 3-place grid penalty, which cost him pole.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So Vern comes home in second, but inherits the pole, and I think he will be very happy with that.
Yeah.
And Verline, good from him. Good from the Mahindra.
Yeah, so Verline, Mahindra have struggled in recent races. They've been struggling to find performance. It hasn't been a very good run for the Indian mark. But yeah, they turned that around in Monaco. And Verline qualified in 4th place in the race, in qualifying. Obviously moved up to 3rd because of Rutland's penalty. But then actually inherited the 2nd spot on the front row of the grid for a penalty for Mitch Evans.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so Mitch Evans originally would have lined up in 2nd alongside Vern. However, was handed a 10-place grid penalty after receiving a reprimand in qualifying for turning his Jaguar I-Type 3 car up to the 250 kilowatt power mode 10 metres early, which was said to give him an unfair advantage over the rest of the field on his actual flying lap. But for that, Evans got a reprimand, which was his 3rd reprimand of the season, which caused the penalty. So he actually started from 12th. So very unlucky.
Very.
Mm-hmm. Very unlucky.
Right. Next up, who have we got, Chris?
So because of Evans's penalty, we saw Roland move up to 3rd in the starting order. So he formed the first part of the front row of the grid, of the second row of the grid. But then we had Felipe Massa starting from 4th for Venturi, which is, it really did put Massa in contention. And also, obviously, on an ideal spot and location for Venturi being in the team's home race. We had Sebastian Buemi start behind Massa in 5th place, while Alexander Sims was the lead BMW in 6th. Alex Lynn was 7th after previously qualifying in 8th in the 2nd Jaguar, while Da Costa, everyone's favourite Portuguese racer according to Fan Boost, started from 8th place. We had Lopez in 9th for Geox Dragon and Stoffel van Dorn in 10th. Paris E-Prix race winner Robin Freins had a difficult qualifying session and he was only 11th. But he started his qualifying in Group 1, obviously. Obviously, Evans settled into 12th place on the grid and Degrassi was 13th. Max Gunther originally qualified in 14th but was also handed a time penalty. And actually a grid penalty, and started from 22nd. Sam Bird was 14th, followed by Turvey in 15th. D'Ambrosio qualified in 17th originally, however, was dropped to 19th for a penalty, which meant Abt started from 16th. Then we had Paffett in 17th, Dillman 18th, D'Ambrosio eventually in 19th, Andre Lodderer in 20th, after originally qualifying 22nd, Mortara in 21st, and then Gunther, who I mentioned earlier, in 22nd. So we had a lot of penalties in qualifying in Monaco.
Yes, it was a bit of carnage, but yes, the race was incredible.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So Monaco, the jewel in the Formula One crown, it normally is a procession, unless it's wet, of course, but in Formula E, there was a lot of passing.
Mm-hmm.
And most of that passing was the Bird.
Oh God, Sam Bird, what a
incredible
drive. It was really good. I felt that the race, to start off with, it was a bit of a procession, as he said, and then Sam Bird just kind of took this approach of, we're just going to overtake everyone, and textbook manoeuvre after textbook manoeuvre, really. And I think drivers just thought, oh, actually, it is possible, and they just copied it. It was fantastic.
Yeah. Sam Bird went, oh, YOLO, and then everyone else found out how to pass and decided, I'm going to give that a go. Yeah, so.
It was like a eureka moment, really, wasn't it? Like, Sam Bird makes an overtake. Wow, that works. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And Sam Bird, oh. Now, so the start of the race, Vern leads off the start from Pascal Wehrlein, and then a few laps go by, and then Pascal goes wide and drops to fourth. Do you know what happened here? Was it something with the car, or did it just locked up and from Pascal?
I think it was just a simple mistake. In all honesty, he had a Roland chasing from behind. I think he was on a 250 kilowatt run, a 225 kilowatt run through attack mode. And I think he just locked up into turn one, which obviously cost him quite dearly, dropping out the podium positions. Unlucky for him.
Yeah. The team play with the BMWs. It looked like Alexander Sims helped out DaCosta to pass. Was it Alex Lynn?
Yeah, it was Alex Lynn. It looked like BMW, it was there is no I in team, to quote it. And it looked like Alexander Sims slowed Alex Lynn to help DaCosta overtake, which is, hats off to the guy. But in Monaco, we saw Alexander Sims was a true team player. If I don't know if that was the case with him, helping DaCosta overtake Lynn, but yeah, when DaCosta was on 225 using attack mode, Sims actually led his teammate through purely because he was faster. I don't know if that was team play from Andretti, simply because DaCosta's a title challenger while Sims essentially isn't. I don't know, but it was very, very nicely done.
I think the call went out from Sims asking, "Do you want to let DaCosta through?" Yeah. So very very unselfish. So that was good from Sims.
Yeah, it was good. He's very much thinking about the championship, and it isn't often you have a driver who's willing to, we're not work in a team environment, but is willing to sacrifice track position for his teammate purely for the benefit of the team. So it's very mature for the driver. I was very impressed.
It is.
Yeah.
And BMW needs those points for sure at the moment.
Yeah, it hasn't been a great run for BMW, has it? And no, it's just kind of stagnated. They had the pace in race 1 and race 2, but they haven't had much recently.
Well, I did hope for them to, carry on after their first good start, but at the start of the season, I did predict them to be a wee way down the list. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we've had the consistency on, have we? We've had the performances on DaCosta's side, but for Sims, I don't think he's had a clean race weekend to date, unfortunately. He got a penalty in Arduria, obviously crashed into his teammate, or was crashed into by his teammate in
whichever way you want to look at it.
I'll tell both sides of the story. Santiago, he was hit by... he apparently hit Eduardo Mortara and got a penalty. He clattered the wall a fair few times. Hong Kong. It hasn't been.
He was taken out. He was
taken out in Paris, obviously.
Yeah, by the PK.
Yeah, I think. It just.
PK just lost his wheel on Vern.
Yes,
and then
that was Mexico City.
Yep. So he's just the luckiest, unluckiest.
He's
driver.
always at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he had the pace in pre-season testing. And qualifying in Monaco shows that he is quick and pacey behind the wheel, but it's just about getting a clean race in, which it hasn't happened, unfortunately. It's a shame. So.
Now, we've talked about Bird sending it up the inside repeatedly. Who else really stood out to you in this race?
For sending it up the inside? Or
no, just in general.
Okay.
I reckon Massa's race was quite good.
Yeah, Yeah, Massa was good. Massa did a good job. He obviously finished on the podium for Venturi, which was his maiden podium finish. And what a place to do it at as well, Monaco. He lives in Monaco, has done for many years. It was the team's home race. Massa had all of his family there. His son watching on, his wife. It was a very emotional podium for him, but driver of the day. I'm going to say Andre Lotterer.
Andre Lotterer. Why would you go Andre Lotterer?
So Lotterer had an absolutely... I'm going to be honest, he had a crap qualifying result. He qualified in 22nd, promoted to 20th on the grid through penalties. And then he fought his way through the field very quietly. He did benefit from a few incidents ahead, but he fought through the field to take 9th at the checkered flag. And that did become 7th, which we'll discuss later because of a few penalties post-race. But he turned a seemingly terrible, what could have been a terrible day, around, and he salvaged a nice little collection of points to maintain his championship position. Which it was nice. When I was watching it, it reminded me of his drive in Berlin in 2018, where he in Berlin last year, I don't know if anyone remembers, but Lotterer started from the back of the grid because he picked up a penalty for his incident. I think it was his incident with Bird at the Paris E-Prix last year. And he fought from 20th on the grid back then to claim 9th position in a very strategy-driven race. And yeah, I was very, very impressed with Lotterer. Because this year we've really seen him mature as a driver. He's been fantastic. He's been unlucky at times. He's been unlucky when leading the race. Yes. He obviously got taken
out
by
Bird. He would be the championship leader. Yeah. Simple as that, you know.
I was really very impressed. Very impressed by Lotterer. I think he's probably one of the standout drivers of the season so far, in all honesty. He hasn't won a race yet. But he's been there or thereabout, and through sheer consistency, that's how he is in the position that he is in the championship. So that's my case for the German.
Yes, I will take the time now to plug the competition that we're doing. It has got a couple of days left, so you can win a Robo Race Hot Wheels car. And why I'm choosing to plug it now is that Toby Bloom, he put forward, once we asked which driver do you think will win the championship and why, and he said Andre Lotterer will win the championship without winning a race this season. I thought that was pretty good, pretty funny.
That's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it's probably one of my favourites, actually.
Yeah, it's quite a good one. Can I enter?
Yeah, so we'll see if that comes to pass. I'm going to go with. Oh, you have to give it to Bird, or who was battling in the pack. Alex Lynn was battling in the pack as well, but Bird. Yeah, I mean, how many positions did he make up? He was really unlucky not to finish the race.
Yeah, he had a nice little race, didn't he, Mister?
He did,
Mister Overtake. Yeah, he really turned it up.
So we're going to give it to Bird.
Yeah, I think that's a fair shout. That's a fair call.
Okay, the after-race penalty fest. Antonio Felix da Costa disqualification from the race. The maximum total power usage recorded at 228 kilowatts on the last 2 laps. Now, max is meant to be 225.
Yeah.
So something was going wrong with this car. Daniel Abt, a drive-through penalty converted into a time penalty of 33 seconds, causing a collision with car number 16, Oliver Turvey. And so Turvey had to retire. Alexander Sims with a drop of 5 places in the next race. Now, this one I thought was a bit... this is,
I thought the Sims penalty was quite justified.
Yeah?
Yeah, so for the Sims penalty, it was for a turn 3 incident. So it was it caused Lucas Di Grassi to retire from the race, and quite honestly,
that's right. Yeah, no, he deserved that.
He deserved that. It was clumsy from him. He was just there. Okay. He was just driving along, And Degrassi lunged around the outside, and Sims just clearly didn't look at his mirrors and just put him in the wall. Just turned into him. Bang! Degrassi out.
Yeah. All right. Well, that one's just a no-brainer. Right. I forgot about that for a second. But
just a clumsy little move.
Oh, I feel bad for actually praising Sims now because that was just Anyway, Robin Fraines a drop of 5 grid positions in the next race. The stewards have examined the video evidence and heard from the drivers of car number 4 and car number 27, and therefore determined that the driver of car 4 was responsible for the collision. So this one was a little bit earlier in the race. Robin Fraines.
Yeah, it was just... He went for a space that wasn't there. I know Ayrton Senna famously said, if you no longer go for a space that's there, you're no longer a racing driver. But if you go for a space that isn't there, you're either Pasta Maldonado or, in this case, Robin Fraines. He just kind of... He lunged up the inside of Sims again into turn 1, hit the side of the BMW, went into the wall, wrecked his car. I think it was deserved.
Now, Jean-Eric Verne, a fine of €5,000. No, €5,000 even. The driver did not drive with his seatbelts properly fastened after the end of the race in the cool-down lap. Now, if I was Jean-Eric Verne, I couldn't really care less. And I would pull the $5,000 out of my back pocket, which I'm sure Jean-Eric gets paid quite a lot of money. Now, to be able to, get his hands out of the car and, put the number 1 digit up.
Yeah, precisely.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, I thought it was quite good, it was brilliant.
He won't care, the team won't care.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of money to me and you, but €5,000 is nothing to a racing driver, is it? Of that caliber, so...
I don't know if he's on $1 million or whatever, but yeah, it's sort of like a parking ticket.
Exactly.
For you and me. But, you can get big parking tickets, but not, not 5K.
Yeah, I thought it was fair.
So, alrighty. Now, the championship standings. Jean-Eric Verne puts himself from 6th to 1st on 87 points, one ahead of his teammate Andre Lotterer. Robin Fraines drops down to 3rd. Antonio Felix da Costa in 4th. 5th on the same points, Degrassi, Evans, D'Ambrosio, Rowland, Apt, and Bird. And those 10, I still think, are the ones that can win this championship.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't think anyone below Bird. In 11th, you've got Mortara on 52, Verline 51, who I think potentially out of it now, unfortunately. Buemi, Massa, Van Dorn, Sims, Gunter, Paffer, Turvey, Lynn picking up 4 points. Lopez, PK, and Dillman and Nasser with a 0. The team's championship, DS Techeetah storming away with it, 173 points. Envision Virgin, 135, and Audi, 129. In 4th, Mahindra, 116, Nissan, 99, BMW, 88, Venturi, 84, Panasonic Jaguar, 74, and then you got HWA on 28, Geox Dragon with 13, and Neo on 6. Do you see any of those positions changing, Chris?
I think DS Techeetah is in a very strong position right now. I think it might be their year in the team's championship, I'm not going to lie.
Do you think that one of the 2 Audi-powered machines could, upset them again this year, or do you think it's that's it, DS Techeetah?
I think it's just DS Techeetah, really. They've only got a slender lead, and it could very easily turn around in the next race, depending on the race result. But right now, I can't see Envision Virgin challenging. They failed to score any points again in Monaco, which wasn't great for them. I can't see them challenging. I think, if anything, it would be Audi. But even then, I think the Audi car is consistently reliable, but just doesn't have the pace, really. And again, they failed to score any points in Monaco. Mahindra, I would say, is fairly set on maybe third or fourth. They could push for second. And the rest of the pack, really, it's just kind of a fight between Nissan, BMW, Venturi, and I suppose Jaguar for the battle for fifth downwards. Then, of course, you've got the battle at the back, which is HWA, Geox Dragon, and Neo.
I think HWA is going to get ninth. I don't think Dragon or Neo will get over 28 points.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you there.
Yeah, but it seems like it's all to play for in that midfield.
Yeah, exactly. I would say so. I think the entire championship's all to play for. I wouldn't quote myself on anything that I've just said because it's Formula E. But just no one knows what's going to happen, really. But yeah, I think Techeetah is looking very strong right now. There's, of course, sadly only 4 races to go.
Only 4 races, 3 locations, 3 weekends, just 3.
It's almost over.
Now, we will go back to the Drivers' Championship. Jean-Eric Vergne taking the lead. Will he now maintain it? Thoughts?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot here.
Yes, that's what we like to do here.
No, he won't.
Ooh.
Controversial.
Who will win? Who will win?
Who will win the Drivers' Championship?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. I'm going to say Lotterer.
Lotterer?
I think Lotterer will be a candidate purely because of his consistency. I'm going to say that he's going to win the Berlin E-Prix as well. Just to make a bold prediction.
I'm going to go with Verline to win the other German.
Okay. That's a good shout.
Oh, Apt's the German as well. Whoops.
Apt was very dominant in Berlin as well last season.
He got the... What was it? He got the triple, didn't he?
He did everything. That was my first Formula E race. And he...
oh, what a race.
Flipping heck. He dominated the thing. He got pole, fastest lap and the win, and Degrassi came second. Audi clean sweep. It was crazy.
Yeah, there was... Okay, well, we'll go with the prediction of one of the Germans to win.
Yeah.
How's that?
We'll say one of the Germans.
That covers most bases anyway.
One of the few Germans, yes. Yeah, I think it'll... Yeah, I'm going to say Lotterer. But for the championship overall, I don't know who'll get it. Well, who do you think?
I still reckon Degrassi can do it.
Okay.
It's only 17 points. I still think he can do it.
Anyone could do it, really. I'm just...
I'd like to see Rowan Frains, but I think Degrassi's going to do it.
I'm just looking at Oliver Rowland, who's in 8th at the moment with 59 points. He's a bit further back than others, but if he's able to, match his qualifying pace with his, ability in the race, then he could be in with a shout,
And that's the thing, he's also in Group 2. So,
Yeah, that's very true, actually.
And you see Degrassi, DaCosta, Frains, Lotterer, Vergne in Group 1. They start at the back, pick up a couple of points, but Rowland gets the win. Game on.
Well, exactly. I mean, this is what we're seeing this season. Every race is just a role reversal, really. And I saw this statistic where a driver who wins a race in the next race in the calendar, they'll probably have a very poor result, and that's simply because they'll be in Group 1 for qualifying. And in Monaco, again, we saw the Group 1 disadvantage, and DaCosta was the highest Group 1 starter. I believe he started from P8, P7, something like that.
Yeah,
after
like
the penalties. But yeah, and that's the beauty of Formula E, really, isn't it? We see this closely grouped championship fight, and given the qualifying session format, it continues. What a good word! It maintains its unpredictability, really, simply because it's always jumbled up.
It's been brilliant. This is, and I haven't been a fan for as long as some people, but this one is just, I've enjoyed it a lot more than Season 4.
Yes. Yeah, me too. It's been exceptional.
It definitely was a good, if you haven't seen it before, it's a good way to get into the series. Just, it's so exciting. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this will end. It doesn't seem very long ago since John-Eric Byrne won last season. It doesn't seem like it's almost over again.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely mad. It feels like the championship only started yesterday and we're almost at the end now. 4 races three weekends, which is sad, really.
Yeah, and then we're back on slim pickings and news for you listeners. So yeah, make sure you get in touch, ask us questions, talk to us, or else we're not going to have much to go on. It'll be slim pickings.
I'll keep my eyes peeled for news.
That might be all for this episode. Again, thank you, Chris. It's been awesome to review the Monaco E-Prix with you.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed that. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay, Motorsport Monday is an online magazine from some of the best motorsport writers, including Chris, and you can download every episode free, or every issue free, I should say. There is a link in the show notes. And Chris is the Formula E editor, and obviously great content every week. So give it a read. I noticed once again that just before we hopped on to the podcast that the next episode was out. Is there any cool features in there?
Yeah, in issue 350 of Motorsport Monday, we've got more exciting content, really. We've got obviously the Spanish Grand Prix for Formula 1. We've got Formula 2 and Formula 3 action. And of course, what we've just discussed, Formula E and the Jaguar I-Pace eTrophy as fronted by me. We had the IndyCar Grand Prix at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where Simon Pagenaud took a spectacular victory, really, in the wet.
Oh, I've got to definitely watch that one.
Yeah, it's a good race. It's a very good race. So we've got that as well, and of course, more exciting content with the regulars, F1 shortcuts, the Sports Car Digest, and pace notes from the World Rally Championship, which of course we also have. So be sure to check out issue 350 of I hope your favourite motorsport magazine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. So hey, it's awesome that it's free. I mean, I can't get over the fact that you don't have to pay anything for it. So thank you for the time that you put into it, Chris.
No worries. Until 2 a.m. this morning with the magazine. It was a lot of hard work goes into the magazine, and it's produced with a lot of care and a lot of dedication from a very dedicated team. And
for sure.
we appreciate people reading through our work, and very proud of it. Very proud of the magazine.
So please talk to us. We love to talk to the community, and all questions, show feedback to hello@regenracingpodcast.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and that'll give you more info about the podcast and places to subscribe if you're not already, and our website, regenracingpodcast.com. If you could give us a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, that would be awesome. We've got a couple of reviews on Podchaser, but it'd be cool to have some more on there to boost us up the charts. And this intro music, Danielle Armour, featuring Sarah De Warren Gallery, and it is used with permission from Danielle Armour. Check out his amazing music, all major platforms. Thank you for listening once again. We will talk to you again after Berlin.
Yep. See you then.
Adios. Actually, what's bye in German?
Auf Wiedersehen.
Because I already know Guten Tag. All right, see you, listeners.